really going to step on it this time and see how it does. What am I doing with my life? Okay. So Tesla Vision cars, those are the ones that do not have ultrasonic sensors and only use the cameras to do everything from autopilot to park assist, have been kind of screwed since their release over a year ago in that they do not have summon or smart summon or auto park. On top of that, some testing I did showed that the park assist, which is where the car tells you kind of how close or far something is from the front or rear bumper, is not very accurate when you compare it to older Tesla vehicles that have ultrasonic sensors. Well, Tesla has finally given a seemingly huge update to Tesla Vision vehicles that do not have ultrasonic sensors, which uses a form of the occupancy network to build the world around the car to give drivers an accurate view of what's around them, which can then warn the driver to stop before they collide with something or even show the world around them, including parking lines, trees, vehicles, pretty much anything the car can see. Now, there are a few things I want out of this. Number one is cool factor. I want it to, look cool and show me some cool graphics, which is always great. But number two, more importantly, I need it to be useful. This needs to actually help me park. And in order to do that, it needs to be accurate and display the things around the vehicle in an accurate manner. Now, Tesla is not showing distances with this, and I'm guessing it's so I can't get out there and use my tape measure to show, hey, it says 33 inches, but really it's only 27 inches away. But no matter, we will still go out and test this in the real world and also in some extreme scenarios running into boxes and things. But most importantly, above all of those other things, that needs to be safe. It needs to add safety to the car. And it can do that by being extremely accurate and having a good sense around the entire vehicle, which, spoiler alert, I will tell you, it can see everything around the car, and I did find it to be accurate enough to actually help me park and move around the world. Besides a couple specific scenarios that we will see later in this video. On top of the visuals being very cool, I do believe this is giving us a glimpse into version 12. Elon Musk did say he wants the world to be recreated on that vehicle screen eventually, and this is a way to do it. Rather than having to have a little asset for everything that exists in the world, you can just have the car rebuild everything on the fly on the screen to show the real world around the vehicle. Now, maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but hey, I have high hopes for version 12, and I believe implementing this system at higher speeds, rendering the world around it, is a great way for the car to safely make it from point A to point B. Now, do you want to talk safety? That's where today's sponsor comes in, the Vitamin Flash Speed 1500 lithium polymer power station. Make sure to check out my link below for an exclusive discount on this awesome portable battery. With ultra-fast 1500 watt AC charging, you can charge this battery to full in just 1 hour on a standard home wall outlet. The max output is actually 1800 watts, but that is only temporarily. If you're doing a continuous load, you can only do 80% of rated, and so that is 1500 watts for a continuous load, which luckily for us, this battery can charge itself up all the way to that max of 1500 watts. So your charging speed is incredibly quick. When you need to put energy back into this battery, you're gonna get it quick. You can hear the fans going there to keep everything cool. And we're bumping up to 1600 watts, and that'll settle out right around 1500 and charge this battery at the fastest possible speed that you can charge on a standard house wall outlet. On top of that, if you want to charge with solar, you can charge with up to 400 watts of solar input. Recharge completely for free with green solar energy. The flat top design is perfect for stacking and holding items, along with the awesome storage that's built directly into the top of the unit. Constant power with V-Beyond technology is able to power more than 1500 watt appliances. All right, so I have a pretty powerful gaming computer here. I use for gaming, for editing. We're gonna plug it in here. So I've turned down these AC outlets right here. The phone is still charging, so we're pulling about 20 watts just from the phone. My computer can pull up to 240 watts. So we'll plug that in. You can see the screen brightens up. We've switched to performance mode. We can start running around here, checking stuff out. And we're jumping up over 200 watts, no problem. 240 watts right there, 243. And the game is doing well. We're getting over 100 frames per second. The battery has no problem powering this laptop, charging my phone all at the same time. I can edit videos. I can do everything I need on the go for hours with this portable battery, and it just works so well. No problem at all. The durable lithium-ion polymer batteries feature 3,000 plus life cycles and will retain up to 80% of the original battery capacity. So even after charging 3,000 times, you'll have at least 80% capacity left in this battery, which means you can use it far beyond that. 3,000 cycles means you could charge and discharge this battery twice a day for over 4 years and still have 80% or more capacity left. Now that is long-lasting durability and safety. The SuperSafe Life BMS system is a a battery management system by Wiedemann, which is dedicated to improving battery safety and stability. It integrates up to 10 battery protection modes to make sure your battery is always performing safely. This unit has 4 USB-A outputs, 3 of them have a 12 watt max, and 1 of them has an 18 watt max. There are 2 USB-C ports that output up to 100 watts of power each. Of course, you have 3 standard NEMA 515 outlets that support up to a max of 1500 watts. Need to charge on the go? You can even charge using your car's built-in 12 volt outlet. Do you need to charge your Wiedemann even faster? The total input power is actually 2100 watts. You can charge 1500 watts straight from the wall. At the same time, you can use solar panels to charge 400 watts, and you can charge from a car 12 volt outlet with 200 watts for a total of 2100 watts of power going directly into this battery, charging it as quickly as possible. All right, we're starting out in this parking lot of an abandoned Big Boys just so I can kind of show you the park assist, and then we'll get into a busier area. And I'm starting out with a bit of a bummer here, but the rest of it I'm going to be very positive because I actually really like this feature. And if you look here, so let's say I just got into this parking lot and I'm going to park. You can see it has not popped up yet. I'm looking for a parking spot. And if I just park normally here, I mean, 7 miles an hour, that's a pretty normal park. I didn't do the best job, but there, I've stopped and it has not popped up. So I found that when you're going to park, it doesn't really pop up very quickly. It can, but it doesn't happen. Now, if you want to force it to pop up, if you go into drive, when you first go into drive, automatically you're in this view. You can see how cool that is to see all of the parking lines. Or number 2, if you're already driving, let me get up to speed here. Once you hit about 4 miles an hour, it will go away and you will not have that view anymore. If you want to force it, go into reverse, and there's another way that you can make it pop up. But once it's activated, let's make this full screen. Check this out. We can now drive around, and as long as we don't go above, I think it's 4 miles an hour, I try to stay around 3, we'll stay in this view. And you know what I think we're seeing here is a glimpse of version 12, and I'm very excited about that. Look how cool this is. So you have all the parking spaces to the sides, you have the curbs there, you even see the trees. I mean, look at this one to the right. It looks like the bottom of the tree. You can see a tree shape start to form. Now, there's obviously a height limit as to how high it's rendering things, but wow, very cool. So if I back up a little bit here, let's see, and we'll see if that tree comes more into view. So now the tree is starting to disappear a little bit, and let's go back into drive here, and you can see like that tree shape. Now as we move towards the building, the stop sign, or that do not enter sign was rendered as a stop sign, and see, look at that, I already went too fast. So let me put this back on here. But I just love how instantly it pops that up. So this, in my opinion, is like kind of our first look at what we're going to get with version 12 once they start rolling that out. Now, maybe the graphics will be different or updated or more accurate or something. This is just a first iteration. It'll only get better over time. But check this out. It has the shape of that building there, along with this green piece and everything in there. It's just like so amazing. You can see it's starting to right there show the sign right there. I guess since I'm doing this, let's see if it'll warn me before I back into this thing. Yep, so it's dinging. It says stop right there, which is great. I definitely should be stopping there. Gave me the loud ding, so that worked really well to stop me from backing into that thing. You'll see these parking spots start to form here. And so they're coming up in the, you can see them just like appearing as we get, you know, to a point where the car can render them. It's even getting, I mean, check this out, the handicap spot with those dashed lines there, not dashed, those diagonal lines there, is even appearing in the visual. And this is like just the first take of this. And there's a person walking up. Thank you, sir, for walking up here. I'm so glad to see that. So we do have the person rendering. There's the building off to our left. And you can even see on the ground, I didn't even know that was there, but there's an arrow on the ground, and it is starting to pick that up. So I just want to chill here as this guy is walking up. And it is, yeah, just showing him as the normal human graphic. So that's very cool. And you can see even in the handicap parking spots, you can see those road markings. Now, they're not the highest resolution, they're not the best detail, but the car is rendering that there's something there. And they're pretty faded. You know, obviously this is an abandoned parking lot, so they're not being kept up. But yeah, as we go through here, this is very cool. I wonder if we turn beta on. Oh my gosh, we can do it. Hold on. I gotta get this. All right, never mind. I've been trying for a few minutes here. Once you engage beta, it will turn it off. So you can get the speed. If I click this and then tap here, it gets me down to that low speed, but it will turn off the graphics. I was really hoping we could have this these graphics with beta running, but we can't. So we'll keep going here. You can see the arrow behind me. Let me pull up these cameras. So there's the arrow, and that's what it's showing. So not the highest resolution, but again, this is just coming out. This will only get better over time, so very excited to see that. And we'll keep going here. So over to the left. Wow, those are the pillars of the building. I mean, look at that. That just looks so good. And look how the building is these lines. And like I was saying in my holiday update review, this is kind of like how LiDAR builds things in these lined rows like this. So Tesla has basically taken all the functionality you need from LiDAR, and they can do it with straight cameras. And you're seeing that right here. You're just seeing everything in the world recreated on the fly. All right, so before we get into actually a busy parking lot, I want to try this with nobody around. So I'm going to start going forward. It's weird how when it can't see that far, it like just renders random things. I'm only looking at the screen right now, and I'm going to try to park in this parking space according to what the visual is showing me. So I'm not looking out any of the windows or anything, and I'm only using the visual to do this park job. So let's see. There, I'll stop right about there. So you were able to see it with the roof cam. Let me bring these up. That looks very accurate. I mean, this looks great. Wow, yeah. So I opened the door. Obviously, I put it in park because I opened the door, but we're like perfectly in that spot. And I did nothing but look at the screen. So accuracy, at least, of the parking lines, which should be the hardest thing to pick up because they're just like flat painted lines on the ground, seems very good. All right, let's go to a busier parking lot and try that out. All right, so I forced the graphics on here. It has the stop line on the ground. I want to see that truck across from us, so it's not rendering that. That's interesting. And so there's like a shadow of it. And there's another car. Let me inch forward a little bit here. I just want to stay right here, but you can see like off to the left, it's showing all of those things sitting there. So it seems like as of right now, there you go. There's a car flying by. Oh my goodness. It looks like kind of like a point cloud of data. That is, this is very cool. Let me just sit here for another minute. I want to watch some more cars go by. So here comes another one. So it's not giving you, like it had the human graphic that we are used to. It doesn't have that for the cars when you're in this mode. It just picks up the location data of different objects here. So I'm just going to wait here. There's that truck across from me. He's waiting. And there he is. He shows up as like a shadow. So those cars on the other side of the line, it seems like the line is about our limit to how far we can see, but there's another one. Appears and flies by. Wow. Seems like the frame rate's a little low on what it's picking up, but it's meant for parking, at slow speeds. There's one more. Let's let these guys go, and then we'll go park. Very cool. Very cool to see. And then it just appears. It just kind of morphs into the normal graphic we're used to. Very cool. All right, so obviously it's Christmas time. It's going to be busy. But here we go. Let's force our graphic up. And, oh man, I just can't get over how it just maps everything. So it does have the stop sign graphic, along with kind of the shadow representation. I don't know why this person's going around me, but okay, that was weird. And shows all that. So people are coming up behind me. I'm going to go a little faster here. Man, just look at all the cars it shows here. So if we throw this in reverse and turn that back on. So yeah, this cannot see nearly as far as the normal. I mean, maybe it can, but it's not rendering things nearly as far as our normal graphic. But as far as representing the parking lot, you got the two trees to the left. To our right, you have a light post, which is shown here. And then you have the cars driving by. You have the humans up there. Wow. Very good. Very, very good. And let's see. It says my butt's over the line. And it looks like it is. My butt is right over the line. I mean, that is just so crazy accurate. Wow. That is really good. I think people will understand if I go 3 miles an hour, right? It's a busy holiday season. I don't want to endanger anybody out shopping. I just have to hold this here because it wants to do the top-down view. So that Jeep is still not showing up there. There it is. Yeah, so things have to be pretty close to be picked up by this. And then you can see it kind of chugging along there on the side. The frame rate is not the best, but again, it's meant for parking, for really slow movements. It's not meant for driving yet. So as we come over here, look at how it's rendering that whole, I can even see all of that. And it's picking up like the whole cart area. Rendered a person there for a second. So that's like the cart area with a bunch of carts. It's not really picking up the carts so much, but as far as picking up all the vehicles and the curbs and everything, things that you need when you're parking, it's doing a great job. So we had another person there. And look at all these cars. I mean, this is pretty amazing. And then Elon Musk also on Twitter was saying, or on X was saying that you'll be able to click a parking spot, just pick it on the map, and the car will park there. probably be a while. We've been waiting a while for a lot of things, but pretty cool. All right, let me go try to park with this thing and see if it helps for that. So again, I'm going to put it in reverse real quick here. So here you go, you got the stop sign, you have like the building all rendered. You don't have this car. You have these people. I'll let her go in front. Man, I just cannot believe everything that it picks up. So nice. Now I was seeing people were posting that people were confused by this. They were waking up to their holiday update. I don't know if they just didn't read the release notes. Maybe they didn't even know their car updated overnight, and they were like, yeah, wipers are still a little goofy. They were like, what is this? My car is broken. People were thinking their car was broken. So that's unfortunate. People get used to it, and I think especially as the graphic quality increases, it'll make more sense to people. Okay, so let's try to park in one of these spots. So this is what I'm talking about. When you pull up to a spot, it's not really helping you. All right, so I'm just looking at the screen here. I'm going to try to get into this spot. Is this next to a car? I don't know. I'm only looking at the screen. I mean, I have my peripheral vision, of course. It looks like I'm doing a bad job. There we go. So I'll straighten out my wheels here. Yeah, I can see a car. Obviously, I have my peripheral vision, but I'm only looking at the screen to do this park job. Let's see. Really don't want to stop. Okay, there. You dinged. I'm stopping. So there you go. Hopefully the roof cam gave you a good representation. Wow, that's super accurate. I mean, I'm on the line, and I can look out the window, and I can tell that I'm on the line just from looking out the window. We were right in between those parking spots. I only looked at this display. That's all I looked at to do this parking decision. And obviously, that's not normally what you would do. You would use this and look around. But it's just kind of weird that when you first pull up, it's not doing it. So we really need this below like 10 miles an hour, I think is when it should kick on. Obviously, again, it's the first iteration of this. It'll get better over time. But so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. All right, let's go try to back into a spot. All right, so here's a shopping cart. I'm cheating. I'm looking at the camera. I did not pull back far enough. But let's see if it'll stop me from hitting this. It's already on the screen. And there we go. We got a ding. It did tell me to stop. That's useful. That's very useful. Now, that one was obviously way in the camera, so it's not exactly needed. But again, it's picking up objects and doing that. So let's see here. Oh, there, it did switch into the parking this time. Just in time for it to yell at me to stop for this light post. I don't know what to tell you. It's seeming really good. It's seeming very accurate and actually useful, which is obviously what you need. All right, so we're backing up. I'm looking at my camera. I can't help it. There we go. So I'm not looking at the camera. Can I like get rid of the camera? No, I can't. But I'm not looking at the camera. I'm only looking at this. There. And I love the curve in the wheels too, where it shows you where the wheels are going to go. So yeah, I'm missing the parking spot here. According to the graphic, I am. Let's overcorrect there. There we go. I have no dinging. And that should be a pretty good spot right there. I should be able to just stop. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then I looked at the camera, like I looked over and just saw where this line was compared to where it is on this graphic. It's good. I don't know what to tell you. It's very accurate and in my opinion, very useful. I think it's going to take a little getting used to for people. All right, nobody's behind me. You know what we got to do. Check out the traffic circle with this. So it's picking up the curb and everything. It's got the colors of the lines correct. I just have to go really slow. And there's a cop, so I'm going to just keep going here. And all right, now, of course, we did have to try actually running into something. So let's see if it'll pick up these boxes. It looks like it is. I mean, it's telling me to stop. That's pretty good. And that's like me turning into them. It's not like I came straight at them or anything. It kept them mapped. It's a little small, but I mean, obviously it's good enough to tell me to stop. So realistically, if this was a real scenario, I would have stopped right here, you know, whatever you're seeing. But let's keep going. So it's still telling me to stop. I'm going to honk real quick. That'll just sync up my cameras. Oh, now they're gone. They've disappeared. So let me keep driving. Oh, that's weird. So it lost them because there is a blind spot up there in front of their nose. Did I hit it? No, not yet. So let me back up and come at it again. So let's see here. So it has them mapped. It's dinging. So it's telling me to stop. Again, realistically, I would have stopped already if this was a real scenario. And that's like the final, like, high-pitched, like, you're going to hit this thing, you better stop. So let's keep going. There we go. now I've hit them. So it does seem to forget when things are in that blind spot. That's really weird that it would do that. You know what else it's showing? That's my camera over there. That's crazy. It's really good in terms of like the things you can see. Like that's pretty thin. Let's come at the camera, see what it does. So now the camera's gone. Yeah, it's just dinging. It's saying stop because this is kind of the edge of the driveway. It's not picking that up. So, but that's very interesting. So let's see. The boxes are still kind of there. We'll do one more here. Come at it fast. Yeah. So I mean, it was dinging at me the whole time, but I didn't get any kind of braking or anything. Now, what if we back into them? It shouldn't lose them because the back camera can see them the whole time. All right, here we go. We are going to back into these. I don't know if the other camera's seeing, but who cares? You can see it all here. So obviously they're displayed. Let's see. It says stop right there. That's a great distance. Man, it looks so good. I'm kind of mesmerized by how good it looks. That's the final like warning ding, like you better stop. You're about to hit this thing. So it's got it the whole time there. So that front bumper camera they have in the Cybertruck and they're adding to SNX. I see why. So we're literally hitting it and it's yelling at us. Stop. All right, so there you go. That's what it does when you run into things. Alrighty, for this one, we only have the one camera angle. People wanted to see, whoops, I didn't mean to put it into park. People wanted to see what's going to happen if people walk in front of the car, especially kids. So what I'm going to do here is I'm in reverse, so it's safe for them to walk in front of the car. My foot's on the brake anyway. You can actually see my wife Stephanie is displayed there. And so now the kids are going to walk across the car. And let's see what happens. So it is showing a person kind of disappearing. And it doesn't show anything there. Good job. Keep walking. Keep going this way. Oh, there's a little blob there. Nothing. And then it shows the person again. So it is having a little trouble. All right. So now they're a little farther from the car to see if that helps the car at all. And that's showing one or two people. So that's pretty cool, even though they're so small. And then Stephanie is still displayed there. Okay. And then let's try the blind spot one more time. All right. So they're going to come back and they're going to walk in front of the car, but closer to it. And they're going to walk slow. a little slower than they need to be. But that's fine. So slow. So there's a little blob there, and now it disappeared. So it did show her as a little blob, but right in front of the car there, I can see their little heads just fine, but the car is not displaying anything there. Okay, so now we're in drive, and they're going to walk behind the car. So here they go. They're going to walk behind the car. Actually, I guess I should bring this camera up so you can see where they're at. And the car is displaying them. One person and one kind of like blob keeps appearing. And then the person disappears, the blob goes, it looks so funny how it's that blob. And Stephanie's just there the whole time. It's not losing her at all. All right, they're going back one more time. So the shadow is coming out. That's really funny. Let's see if we can get one to do it. They're not going to want to do it by themselves. So we have one kid going over. And let's see if that'll help with the blob performance. So it shows a person. She's running across. It shows a person. All right, go ahead. Go over to mom. All right, and then one more person. She's running, and it shows a person pretty good. All right, they're going to go again. I moved farther away. So they're running. It shows two people. It looks so funny. All right, and go back. Last one. And here they go. They're running back, and it shows two people. So it seems like when things are really close to the car, you go, especially close to the front of the car. But otherwise, it is picking them up. All right, so let's try some dogs. It's going to be hard because obviously Stephanie has to be with them. And I just want to see if the dog graphic pops out a motorcycle. Oh, that's pretty funny. All right, so we're going to try to get the dogs to run across by themselves. See what the car sees. So it's showing a blob over there. It's showing some blobs and a person. Okay, that's Stephanie coming across. Didn't really seem to show the dogs. That's pretty interesting. All right, so here come the dogs in front of the car. We'll see far or close. I didn't really give any specific directions. And obviously it sees Stephanie. It's not showing any dogs or any blobs at all as they get across. Yeah, not showing anything there. It's hard with her walking with them. All right, here they come again across the front of the car. They want to go for a walk. They don't want to walk across the driveway. It's not detecting the dogs, but, you know, with a person there, it's really not that big of a deal. But when they were kind of running by themselves, I feel like it should have detected them better. And it looks like there's a ghost inside my walls there. Interesting. All right, now another thing to try is if the car will actually stop for us if we're about to hit something. This is a function that has been available in Teslas before. So as you can see here, there's already a blob there for the boxes I've got set up. And I'm doing this in reverse for a couple reasons. You can go faster in reverse and keep this graphic up. That's kind of the main reason, but let's try it out. So I'm just going to reverse. I'm going to act like I don't see that. We collide right into it. To be fair, the car told me to stop. It has the red graphic here, but it did not automatically emergency brake for me. All right, let's try it one more time for fun. We're really going to step on it this time and see how it does. Nope. All right, now we're going to try something that should be a little more concerning for the car. And as you can see here, it does have a person rendered. Using this exact dummy in the past, we have had the car automatically brake for us. Even though we were hitting the accelerator, we were driving towards this dummy. And the car took over our accelerator pressing and stopped the car to kind of avoid hitting this person. So let's see if in reverse, we'll get the same thing. So we'll go slow at first. So it didn't stop. I stopped myself because I didn't want to have to set it up again. Let's try it one more time, and I will let it go. All right, here we go. So I'm just backing out of the driveway here. And we did run over it. Let's give it one more try. All right, so we clearly have a person rendered here. Let's go. So we got dings, we got warnings. Look at that blob. But the car did not automatically emergency brake. I gotta try going forwards though. What am I doing with my life? Okay, so here's the dummy. We're going forwards. It shows a person, very clearly thinks that that's a human being. It's got the human graphic. Let's go slow at first. I mean, it tells me to stop, but it lets me run into them. So, interesting.